trying to get our live and everything in order because the YouTube didn't start.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know that. Technical difficulties.
definitely could tell. Could do.
Process though. I feel like people like to see these parts.
The behind this, these are the BTS moments you was talking about the other day.
And these are the BTS moments.
Yes,
Now
yes.
artificial intelligence.
Behind the scenes, technical
Nah, I don't want
difficulties.
nobody to be seeing us out here struggling because it's definitely struggle. But
Says things happen.
but for people at home watching, what's going on is that we trying a new software today, and against probably better judgment, we probably shouldn't have did it without a real test run how to do it. But I'm Cody, and that's this type of stuff.
This was business,
This
guys.
is the type of stuff I
You,
do.
he
So
really just like made that call
I mean,
earlier this morning.
but sometimes you need to do that. Like you need to do it like how Bree said, you getting like this real time stuff. Sometimes you just need to make these calls and just get people, you know what I mean, in the mix of
Learn through trial and error.
curating and figuring it out. So ooh, y'all Wi-Fi bogus, man. Y'all gotta get some better Wi-Fi, man.
Ours, I feel like it was J. Marie.
Brit,
I can't really
Yeah.
see J. Marie.
I can't really see you.
Yeah, y'all Wi-Fi terrible.
What
Grainy.
is going on today?
I
Yeah.
don't want to go. Is this still grainy?
Yeah. I can see
Let me
no,
see.
I don't know what mine's look good. I'm clear. I look at my screen,
The
I'm good.
My screen looks good too.
Mm,
Can you see me now?
mm. We just gonna keep the show going. So we're gonna start off a weekend recap. Ladies, how was y'all weekend?
Can y'all see me?
My weekend was cool. Yes. No, but you're grainy.
Okay, go ahead, Jay. I'm gonna fix it.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay. My weekend was cool. I was in New York. It some things didn't go as planned, but we made the best of it. It was a cool little weekend. I met a couple people that I hope to do business with, network, that type of thing. But other than that, that was really my weekend. I really didn't do too much. Went shopping. I spent a lot of money. July overall, I spent a lot of money in July.
So we're not gonna let you go. We're gonna let Bree talk about her weekend, and we're gonna go.
My bad.
We're
I
not
was
gonna let
talking
you
about
just.
myself a little bit too much.
We're not gonna let you just say your weekend was just basic like that. You had an eventful weekend. So Bree, what you do this weekend?
Can y'all see me now?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It looks better.
Yeah, you gonna tell us about your weekend?
Oh, sorry. What did I actually stayed in the house? I was under the weather this weekend.
Really?
So I stayed in the house out for from the Go Fest. It was dope. I had a great time working with our interns, helping them get content. I was behind the scenes this time, so I was like, it's giving TT Bree. And it was beautiful. I'm so proud of the team. They did a great job.
Oh, shout out to the team doing a great job. All right, so we're gonna go back to J weekend. J
Oh,
week
dang.
with the Harlem Festival of Culture that was looking like it was about to be an amazing time.
It got
Yeah.
canceled.
It got
It
canceled.
got canceled due to the hot weather. So, unfortunately, it was really hot. And I'm sorry guys, like y'all was not out there. It was really hot in New York. Like when I tell you can't breathe type of hot. It was very hot. So they did cancel it. I think it was a smart call. I think a lot of it, big shouts out to Yvonne McNair because she had to make that tough choice to cancel something she worked so hard on. And I'm so mad nobody got to see like the stage. The stage was beautiful. Like they had a big old stage with the subway, like how they have the little subway numbers, like 7, the A train, like how they're in little balls. They had that spelling out Harlem. It was real cute. But yeah, unfortunately, it did get canceled. I think it's gonna come back bigger and better, hopefully. So I'm looking forward to see what they bring. They get cooked up after that. But yeah.
what they cook up after that. That's dope.
Yeah.
So, how does it feel to like just like fly all the way to New York? You know, you had your hopes up, like you was locked in, you was ready to get this content, and then they just cancel a festival. What
Um,
that's like?
I was disappointed. I was sad because I was really looking forward to being able to chop it up with Tiana Taylor. I was really looking forward to that. So I was really like, but you know what? I think in those situations you have to make the best of it and trust that whatever is meant to be is going to be, and other opportunities will come. It's a part of media. This is what we do. A lot of the times things go unplanned, and so you just got to make the best of it.
No, that's valid. That's valid. I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
But you had a free
That's it.
weekend in New York.
Yeah,
I
you go.
definitely did. I spent
Did
a
you,
lot of money though.
you ain't go see the Jay Z? Did you go see the Jay Z thing?
I did not. Unfortunately, I had some stuff come up personal, so I did not go, but I will be out there in a few weeks, so I'm hoping to get some content while I'm out there, and go and, you know, um, cover it, talk to the people, all the Jay-Z fans. I'm a Nas fan, so this is a lot for me to go there and like big ups Jay-Z. It's Nas all day, but
I feel
I
it.
respect Jay-Z's hustle, but Nas won
I feel it.
overall.
Shout out to Jay Z and
Nas
that's
one
gonna
is
be a good
crazy.
exhibit. Have to check that out. 50 years.
Yeah.
So that was really dope. My weekend was pretty cool. Um, I went to the Vegas for the Earl Spence Jr. and Crawford fight. When I say I did not expect for that fight to go the way it did, it
That
was
was
crazy.
insane.
Like he kicked it. Yeah. We ain't 7 minutes in yet, so I don't want to cuss, but man, he did a number on that boy. It was so bad, like everybody was leaving the fight. Like, dang, I ain't even expect for it to go like that. Like I bumped into Ryan Clark from ESPN. I was talking to him, and he was like, man, like he was really disappointed. Like, dang, I didn't know it was gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a crazy thing, but the environment was dope. Everybody was out there. Women was losing they panties for Chris Brown when he walked in.
Oh my gosh.
It was a girl next to me, like, oh my God, it's Chris Brown. He's right there in that road. Girl, y'all trying to go down there? I'm like, wow, Breezy got
That's
it
how you
like that.
do it. Okay.
Breezy definitely got it like that. Come on now.
Mm,
Okay. Stop playing
Chris
with me.
Brown.
I guess, man. But it was a dope time. It was a dope time. And as we move on through this piece, I think we probably gonna talk about that fight a little bit more. I know my brother L, I'm about to bring him in, legendary DJ L. I know he probably got some things about that fight he want to talk about.
Peace.
With the Chicago bed. He ain't even out of bed yet.
Man, man, I'm a nocturnal person, man. I got up late. I mean late today and then went back to sleep. So man, how y'all doing, man?
How you doing, brother? We
Look
all
at you
good.
having this Bears hat on in the bed.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, shit. Go Bears. Hopefully we win some this year.
Okay.
Now we definitely gonna win some. So L, how was your weekend, man? Did you get a chance to watch the fight?
Yeah, I always love it when two black men tear each other apart for money,
Here
man.
we
It's
go.
always great.
That
Here
is
we go.
insane.
Here we go.
I love it. I love to see the Mandingo fighting of the millennium. I love it, man.
All
No,
right.
everybody went to the fight, so that was cool and stuff.
So you don't look at it as a sport though. Like you don't think they can just fight as a sport.
Well, nothing is just sport. I'm gonna turn to Dr. Umar or something. I can hear you.
I'm listening to you.
Oh, yeah, nothing is just a sport if you really think about it. I mean, you know, from ancient times, those things are used to distract us from what's really going on. I'm not gonna act like I'm not, don't engage in the NBA and the NFL stuff, but we know that stuff is literally to, I just don't like seeing two black brothers beat each other to a pulp. I don't like that at all. I watch it. I'm not gonna say I'm not a secular person in that sense, but just to even see how people talked about the brother that lost, Errol Spence, was just kind of like, damn, it's kind of crazy situation. Though, That's my perspective on it.
But you just feel like as a boxer, you gotta have tough skin though.
I just think, well, you want to talk from a sporting standpoint, yes, but I mean, I don't think that we should even. I mean, I don't know, man. It's funny, man. Floyd Mayweather always talks about, they come at him, but he was like, man, the key is to do that and to take less punishment as possible. And I think that we don't think about the long term. I watched that movie. What's the movie? Creed, and that was a brilliant movie about the back end of that, you know, with our people specifically, and just kind of how, you don't see that stuff when the lights go off. And, I saw people talking about dude was a bum and call him all out his name, but before that it was, and we can't look at stuff as just surface level. Everything has a bigger message to it. I mean, you mean to tell me anytime you in a country that kills black people wholesale and they giving two black men millions of dollars to kill each other on national TV, it got to be something deeper to it. That's just what's happening.
All right,
Name me.
What I'm not gonna have you do is
Oh,
is turn into L. Luther King.
that's not L. Luther King. I hate that we
But
do that to our people. Like,
That's not. Oh no. Oh no.
it's not even just black people that fight though.
Right. You got Mexicans that
Hey,
fight. You got white people that
see,
fight.
but what I'm saying is, we're not. See, when you say it's not just black people that fight, though, I kind of get that you're trying to make this a whole, like, oh, it's not just a African American thing or whatever. But don't act like those things aren't primarily rooted in slavery. Let's just talk the facts.
No.
Look at the history of boxing. Look at the history of boxing.
If you look at the
You
history
holler
of
at
boxing,
me.
you're talking about Mandingo fighting. Okay, that's cool. But
But that's where it comes from.
we're talking about in 2023
Can we
where
talk
both
right?
of
Can
them
we
men.
talk about present day boxing?
We're talking
Okay, but this is what I'm saying, Bree. You saying that to say what? Like that's not relevant or something.
It is.
I'm
It
not
ain't.
saying it's not relevant, but I feel like we ain't really even get to talk about the actual fight yet. We starting from the history.
I didn't watch the actual fight. How about that? So I didn't watch the actual fight.
Okay, okay.
So we can go to that. And the brother lost. And the brother lost
Uh,
in spectacular fashion and was bleeding everywhere. And I hate to see that for the brother. If that's what we want to see. And I hate to see our brother get beat in such a terrible way. Hopefully he could return back to focus on his craft and be better one day. You know.
all right, because LA,
Be real, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not gonna be in here just shucking and jiving. I'm gonna be real. I love white people. White people giving me all my money.
hey,
I love it.
hey,
I
oh
be
my
real.
god.
I gotta I be trying to monetize content, bro. So you can't be out here talking about.
Oh,
Okay.
so we gotta silence ourselves to get paid. I feel you. I'll be silent as hell. Okay. I'll be quiet. Shit, if they gonna come with the check,
I just
I'm
want,
coming with the respect.
But see, you're saying that about
We getting
monetization.
paid. I'm gonna
That's how
zip
the
this
box they're making money off of
motherfucker.
boxing. Though it's the
No,
same
I
thing.
got. I understand.
what you was saying, Jay.
I was saying he was saying, okay, you got to be quiet to
Huh?
monetize. We got to be quiet to make a check, right?
Hello.
What's the difference? What's the difference then with boxing?
Hello?
They're making money off. They're making money off of them. Like the boxers are
I
making
can
money.
hear you guys. I can hear you. I don't.
She was saying that what's the difference between boxing, like the boxers monetizing off the whole industry of boxing, and us off of YouTube, pretty much.
It's
You
the
said
same.
what's the
It's
difference
the same
between
thing.
boxers
But I'm
monetizing
saying
off
because
the
you're
industry of
saying they
boxing and
shouldn't.
regular people monetizing off YouTube? Okay, well the difference is that you might not die. Well, shit, I take that back. But I mean, they're in a blood sport. These dudes are training every day
Mm-hmm.
to fight one another, where they potentially at 40, 50 years old may not even be in the mental space to even eat food. And that's why I'm keying in. Floyd Mayweather speaks about this in depth. Yeah, Ali is the greatest, but look at how the brother
Mhm.
transitioned out of here. That brother was brilliant. The stuff he was talking about, and because he participated in that sport, his mental faculty it diminished. So it's just we hate to see it. I get what you're saying. It happens to all fighters. Fighting is a global thing over all races and ethnicities, but it's just an unfortunate thing, man.
I,
Any fighter will tell you that.
I think the key point that I just want you to highlight that we're gonna highlight on it. It is an unfortunate thing in the long term, but I
Yeah,
don't.
because
I
even
don't.
like that brother could get hurt, like the brother just
Right.
lost, Errol Spence. People
Yeah,
laugh at him. He just risked his life
Yeah.
to entertain people.
but
Respect. Yeah.
That made my
we
heart hurt.
also got to talk about it like he signed up for that and got paid for that. Like it's a risk versus
Hmm.
reward thing. Like he's going into this battle knowing that these are the potential things can happen. So yes, I feel so you can feel sympathy and you can feel for him down the end, but in present time, like they signed their name on the dotted line. So that's why I can't really say um the conversation we having. I guess we having.
Well, I don't. Well,
Yeah,
I don't think it's
we
a
can't.
was due. If Errol Spence was on here, he wouldn't even say that. I'm just looking at it
You want a
holistic.
rematch?
Yeah, because he's a
Want a
fighter. It's a
rematch?
difference. Like he's within that realm. And if
Yeah,
you're in that realm, your view of that is one way. He doesn't
He
look
said
at it
he
how
want a
I'm looking.
rematch.
yeah. He said he want a rematch.
Hey, if I get my ass whooped, I'm fighting we going every day. We going
Baby.
every single day.
Now
Oh
that's
wow.
crazy because I don't think like I didn't expect for him to lose like that, and the fact that how he lost and what type of fashion. I be look like I'm but back on our previous conversations we be having. I'll be worrying about how the family look like. Imagine your kid got to go to school the next day and your
Dang,
dude just got
making
whooped
fun
And
like
your
that.
and
daddy
make
just
fun
got
out
beat
of.
up.
Man, you seen the movie Rocky, man. Dude lost, kid was going to school. Your dad is this, your dad is that. Like our actions affect other people in ways, that we don't know. That's why every day, whatever I do, and I'm just getting this mindset for real, I want my performance to be the best it can, the best it can be in whatever I'm doing. Because we don't know. I don't know if my mom, oh, your son didn't do this or whatever, you didn't do that. We have to have the best effort. We got to give our best effort in whatever we do in this life. So that's just my
I agree.
perspective.
That's valid. And I don't even know how this can't even really segue until I don't even know really how to segue into this next topic. But I'm just say like this, there ain't gonna be a segue, but it's like, yo, that's dope. I feel what you're saying. That was a good sound bite to land off on. Well, we going into our next topic. Um, I wanted to discuss. So I don't know if y'all seen the post that's been going around about Vic Mensa and this landlord situation and uh the dude breaking in his house that's known for having HIV and raping women when his girl was there. So I'm first of all, before I go into detail, are you guys familiar with the story?
Absolutely.
I read the
All right,
post
cool.
yesterday.
All right, so for the people at home listening and watching, rapper Vic Mensa, rapper Vic Mensa, from Chicago, a landlord was trying to evict him and saying he wasn't paying rent or something like that. So it was a story that ran in the news on one of the local Chicago papers. And I don't really like this media outlet because it seems like they do real good. They do like bashing black people.
Uh-huh.
Uh, are y'all familiar with the outlet? I'm gonna bring it up. CWB Chicago. Y'all familiar with that?
Yeah.
I've heard of their outlet before.
Yeah. They some clowns to me because
We know
how
who
they
run it.
I don't, but like how
I
they
think they're conservative brand news outlet.
like I can see
Mm.
but they got like over 160,000 people, 160,000 K on Twitter.
Hmm.
So people really be responding to what they say. I just don't like how they frame their content. But that
Hmm.
was like the first thing they talked about. The landlord want to basically say Vic was the person that was on the race car track at the NASCAR. He brought his car over there, was racing. So he was trying to snitch on him, stuff like that to pay some rent. So he ran a story over there. And then come to find out it was some wild shit happening, you know what I'm saying, to Vic and his people with the landlord and dude breaking into his crib and trying to rape his wife and
What?
rape his girlfriend. So I guess it was a black dude reported on Chicago Media Takeout TMZ that be breaking in people's cribs and trying to molest women. So I'm guessing that's the reason why Vic ain't pay his rent. So what I'm gonna take it is, and not just saying, oh Vic, like I'm gonna open the floor to say, how would y'all respond? First of all, with you, how would you respond to some shit like that?
Well, I'll be perfectly honest. I know Vic Mensa personally. I know his team. While I do not know the nature of the situation, um, any man will want to remove
Mhm.
their family from a situation like that. I think the greater conversation in this city, in Chicago, is the conspiracy, and it's really no conspiracy at all. It's public that the establishment that owns these buildings downtown have against African American tenants and have had for years in regards to rent, in regards to cultural practices, like in regards to a lot of things. And they make it about rent, they make it about whatever it may be. But ultimately, they don't want us in these areas that are traditionally have been reserved for people that are, to be perfectly, honest, like non-African American. And now we have had a certain level of cultural mobility. I know you didn't ask me this, but where you got people living in Trump Tower, you got people living in these places, and they don't want young African Americans there. It doesn't help that us as a community, some of the negative people in our community do certain things to get into these places and act a certain way. But we dealing with a 70-year problem. If you really think about it, Dr. King was fighting for this stuff in the 60s and 70s, fair housing and all of that. So, these people still around, their kids still around. They don't want you there. So any little situation, while this specific situation may not tie into the greater narrative, I mean, clearly they did not want this man in this building, man. And the point that he had to make a decision to say, you know what? This is a situation that excuse me, that happened to me, and I don't want to pay for some place where I cannot protect my family from some as serious as that. And for them to still enforce some sort of, because the story I heard is they didn't try to make about that. They said, "Oh, he's just trying to be, you know, irresponsible when it comes to the rent." And the conversation is so dark, man, because it's like this dude is clearly telling you and describing the situation that happened to his woman, and protecting his family, and they turn it into some housing or bad tenant issue. That's the issue I have with the city of Chicago. Is going to, in conclusion, it's going to continue happening when you have blacks that of prominent origin, even millennials of prominent origin, in these places where you got people that don't want you, living in the community. They think that they're profiling you, and they got these stereotypes, and it's gonna continue happening. So that's my stake on it.
I think I want to ask the ladies this. I want to get from a lady perspective. How would you respond for being in that situation?
I would have did the same thing packing our ish and we were leaving.
Because
Y'all
there's no
want to
protection
figure
there
out
too.
right. Y'all want to figure out how we gonna salvage the lease, the agreement. We can figure that out. But I feel
I'm not gonna
like
be there.
okay, I'm not gonna be there. Y'all can email me, email my lawyer
It's
to media
also
outlets, and you know what happened to me. You know what happened to my family while we were living in your apartment. Because 9 times out of 10, if it's Big Missa, I'm sure there was some type of security in that building. How did this man get past security?
That's real.
also they took the problem, like they took the heat off of them for not protecting his family and put it on something else. That like the first priority should have been the tenants in that building are not safe in general. And that wasn't so on one hand they took the heat off of them pretty much for not protecting his family, but also the people in the building. So it looks bad on, like, they pretty much they try to make it so that it didn't look bad on them.
Mm.
Even with
Let
the
me ask
police,
you. Let me ask, and let me.
dude is known for breaking into houses and than women and having AIDS. If the police department already knows this from prior months, why y'all haven't caught this man yet?
That's real. So
Yeah, we
I
know.
and I want to I'm gonna get the back floor back to you, Bree. So women, I often hear from a lot of my female homies, you know what I'm saying, homegirls. They all y'all talk about like just feeling safe, right? Like speak on the mindset of like women, the things that y'all go through when y'all like happen to live by yourself in areas that y'all might deem that's unsafe. Like or like just y'all mindset. It might not be an unsafe area, but like when things happen to y'all when y'all be living in these buildings by yourself.
I mean, when I was living, um, I was just nervous because a lot of times you don't even know like the people that live around you. People watch you. People watch. I had a friend that got robbed in her backyard before. Like she pulled into her parking lot. A 6 unit building, pulled into a parking lot, got robbed before. Like people watch you. You never know who's just sitting on a porch. And when you moving in, you need men to help you move in. So people sitting on their porch watching you move in these TVs and this furniture, this and that. Or they see you walking your dog. You look like you got an expensive dog. Like people just they just look at you and be like, oh, she got something going on. I want to see what she got in the house. Especially if they don't see other people come out of your apartment. Like people in Chicago really watch how you move. Luckily for me, when I was staying by myself the first time, I stayed there. It was what like four. It was six. One that stayed by myself, and three of the families had like the male figure in their family. So the male figures are pretty much protective of like everybody. Like built this community in the building, but for like larger buildings and like high, you don't get that.
Mm. So this is like this be like and just going this off the whole situation like this is why women don't like I won't even say giving their numbers out because but this is why women don't respond because I know I grew up in the era where you can text a shorty and be like hey shorty or like flag her down on the street if this is why like shit like this is why that shit is not playing popular no more that just was never like cool to do.
Yeah, people are weird. People are weird. Men are weird. Men do weird things. Like you know somebody for me, I have to really know somebody in order for you to come kick. Like I have
Mm.
to know you. Well, you got to be plus one to somebody that I know for a fact can vouch. This person cool type thing. Like, but no, people are weird. People really just try to get your number, especially with us like working in the industry in Chicago. Like, people just want to see what's to you. I had somebody text me a couple days ago. Well, they hit me on Instagram and was like, "What's your address? Be I'm gonna pull up on you." What?
Mm.
No. You're not about to come to my house. Like, we not cool like that. Like, you listen to me on the radio, you see me at these events, but you are not coming to my house. Like, and in my head, I'm like, you don't think that's weird? I never asked to come to your crib.
So, L, let me ask you this: do you ever have pushback from letting when you invite women to your house?
I don't do that anymore. I just think at this point, you know, we just entering a time and place in America where um, things are intensifying, and I think that the lollygagging that we did the last 20 years, shit ain't flying. Like inviting people into your personal space that's not your family or significant other you trust is not happening. If you're a woman in this city or anywhere in this country, get some type of protection, some type of firearm or some type of way to defend yourself. Try not to be out in super late hours. We can't police nobody and their comings and goings. But at the end of the day, we just entering a time where poverty is up. The respect is there. You just seen 9 young ladies out west on the west side have an issue, where they were shot and one, I don't know, one or two were killed. So we just entering uncharted territory, and we got to have the same mindset that we had during, the times of slavery and the times of the early, late 1800s, early 1900s, where women were, you know, soldiers. I hate to say it, like, think about great grandma. Great grandma wasn't playing no fucking games. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just got to this era where everybody was having fun in the 90s and the internet and rap cons. It just was cool. And I think we just entering back into a space where, you know, you know, and Cody, no, man, Bree, no, we come from an era where it was partying and we could invite people over. It was creeps there, but it wasn't the by and large everyone. But now we just entering just a space where that if you going into the next 18 months trying to throw kickbacks with a lot of dudes at your house, you trying to invite a lot of women, you trying to have these, because by and large, women are achieving more than men financially. So a lot of times it's the guys want to go to these girls' homes. Be careful what dudes you letting into your space, man. Energy be weird. Man, you seen that video in Atlanta where the young lady was going in the house and the guy ran up and she had a firearm. She was able to get the guy off her and protect herself. We don't know what that dude was intended. So that's my solution to that. Why you can go get you a firearm, mace, some sort of whatever to protect yourself.
Mm. I think them was all good, good points, good points, good sound bites. So make sure I just glad Vic. Shout out to Vic. There's a homie. Like I said, I know him. I know his team. Like, bro, just what I mean. I'm glad y'all all good to his young lady, his girlfriend. Make sure she all good and nothing happened to her, 'cause that's a scary situation.
And I want to say one more thing. You know what's even the darkest part about that situation is after this man, because Bree said something I didn't even think of. Man, I would have left, but I would have corresponded with them in regards to whatever monies. And that's what the issue was. That meant that I'm pretty sure he did that. If he didn't do that, whatever, but I'm pretty sure that whoever was the landlord in that situation saw that and literally didn't give a fuck about this man. Man, I don't care what happened to your family, dude. I need my money. So it's like when you lack empathy and the humanity for somebody's personal situation to that degree, what is that saying about your character as a person in the grand scheme of things? And you're public with it. It's like you're not even acknowledging the situation. Man, I don't care what's up with the money for where and when we dealing with them type of people, that's what I call Satan personified. And we just got to be real and understand that you was willing to to not address my woman being in an apartment I'm paying for and potentially something that could lose her. She could lose her life. You know what I'm saying? Lose her, concept of safety is it's crazy, man. It's really a dark situation.
Which essentially is a part of your job as a landlord. Like, you should want to make sure that everybody that's staying in any of your units are safe. Are safe and well managed. But it pissed me
Yeah.
off when I read it.
Valid. So speaking of making sure people safe, Lizzo. Let's get into Lizzo. So
Uh-huh.
allegedly, Lizzo.
Ain't no alleged. She did it.
Listen, it's allegedly. I don't need no lawsuits. Uh, allegedly, Lizzo is mistreating her workers. I've been seeing some foul stuff. This make somebody eat a banana out of something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going crazy. So I'm gonna open the flow to y'all. Mistreatment in the workplace, and we working in entertainment in all different, what I'm saying, different ways and walks of entertainment. How do we? First of all, have you guys ever experienced some wild entertainment work spaces? Let's start there. Let's start there.
I
I know
have.
I
I
never
don't speak on it.
I never had a job to like terrestrial or anything like that. But in music I've definitely seen some dark shit that defines how we treat other people and respect other people's humanity based on some money.
Mm.
And it's just terrible, man. And I'll go into it. I don't give a fuck. I ain't had nothing. Come do whatever you gonna do. I'm from the east side. I stopped caring 15 years ago. But it doesn't surprise me because when it doesn't surprise me. And the reality is that shit might have been happening and nobody said nothing because when you got this pedestal system that we are continue feeding with our attention, with our dollars. And now it's like, oh, well, only I got to do this to get here. And you feeling like, oh, I'm taking it for the team. It's like, man, no suffering, no sacrifice, should compromise your dignity as a human being, and I think that, you know, a lot of people was doing a lot of stuff, and then people weaponize that too. They might have been willing participants, and then whatever result didn't go their way, and now they weaponizing that. So, that's why I never really play LA like that. That's a playground for that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially, when people coming out there and they got wholesome dreams. I'm an actor. I'm a dancer. I'm a rapper. I'm a producer. I'm a journalist. And you come and in real it's really prevalent among women preying on women. It's near and dear to me. My mom went in the early 1980s, singer, went out there trying to get on and then sing. This is some other, this don't got shit to do with my talent. This is like, oh, well, you going to ruin him. Like, so it's just, that's what it is, man. And that's why the industry is dying, man. That industry, whatever, like new forms of alternative media, like what's the word, what Bree doing, like that's what's gonna win. But that stuff ain't no surprise. It's been going on, and she just done pissed somebody off, and that's why it's coming to the light. Period.
That's exactly how I feel. I feel like she pissed off the wrong person. That was like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna give a fuck no more. I'm gonna let it out. One thing that stuck out to me was I do hate that situations like this really kill like dreams. It made people say, I don't want to be part of this industry. It made people say, I don't have to work for my passion no more. It made people say, I'm just going to step away from Hollywood and the industry altogether. Because these artists and these superstars have so much access, they don't look at you as human. They look at you as a worker, as a server, as somebody that's going to do whatever I tell them to do because you're dancing for Lizzo, because you're on tour for Lizzo. Like you're traveling the world because of Lizzo. Like, and it takes away from them saying, "No, I'm here because of my talent." And
And
that's
that, but I'm gonna say this. I love this shit. You know why? Because it's the death of celebrity. It's the
Mm.
death of celebrity.
Speak on that.
Because because shit, I was born in 92. I know y'all was in the early 90s too. I remember that's Michael Jackson, that's Michael Jordan, that's Mike Tyson, that's, oh my God, that's Eddie Murphy. Like, and I'm not speaking specifically on these people, but we have this God complex about regular people that the industry then gave some money to.
Mm.
And like, you know, then watch this. If you keep it too real, like MC Hammer, you got 1,000 niggas from your hood, then they ostracize you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a weird thing, man. But I'm glad to see it because you had these situations in which these people who had these positions to serve a purpose to the community had a reign of terror, had real reigns of terror, and they want to tell down R. Kelly like he the only one. You know what I'm saying? These people had 30-year reigns of terror preying on young women, preying on kids, preying on people that actually had real talent. It almost make you want to cry because I think about some of the people that I know personally that was amazing journalists, amazing singers, songwriters, and it just lost that love for the shit because they felt like, fuck it, I lost my love for it. When it was more about the business or whatever it is versus what it means to be. That's why I love, look, Riverside, what we on right now. You got other platforms where you could tell your own story and you could have your own way of getting songs out there and stay true to self. The industry as we know it is really already crashing down. And then, like I say, it's cannibalizing itself, like Bree alluded to, as we going forward. So you're gonna see it. It's usually the black ones that get cannibalized first. That's what's so funny. But it's like, man, it's eating itself. The people that you thought was the hot shit, they ain't the hot shit no more. It's like it's just a crazy thing. But with Lizzo, she know what she participated in, and you
Mhm.
know, and what's crazy, the sister, to my knowledge, came from humble beginnings and got a good situation. She was totally not the conventional larger black woman, and I just think after a while, the industry went so far that way that man, look what they say. You could be the hero, you could die the hero, or live long enough to see yourself turn into the villain. That's what the fuck is happening. Now you got people saying that she making people do crazy shit. Look at the baby. I remember he was the people's champ. Yeah, young rapper, North Carolina. Man, they turned that man into, you know, is exactly. So it's just like they will cannibalize you. You know what I'm saying? It will turn you will go from zero to hero immediately, you
It was
know?
the body shaming for me because I just feel
Yeah,
like
I was gonna get into that. I want to do the jokey jokes after we get the serious part out the way, but I think the body shaming was like crazy because who
the body
like
shaming took me out.
you can't be telling you
Look,
can't be telling
from
nobody.
they shame you. Shame is a way to improve, goddamn it. Just shit. Get better. I
Nah,
was in that era, man. You gonna wear some better shoes, man. Like, damn, maybe I need to go, you know.
No,
you just can't be
baby,
telling
I'm just
nobody.
talking
no.
stuff, man.
Because
Like, come
we've
on,
been
man.
on Lizzo's side a lot of times when she been outside with her thong out at the
Hey,
basketball games and some more.
and that's the irony, right?
That's the
Hurt people though.
audacity for real.
You
Oh,
say,
but it's something key in that though that I recently had to experience and I just had to talk with people about. It's like the sexual harassment part of the conversation because actually talking about sex to your staff, like that's sexual harassment. I know Charleston White mentioned that too. Like even
yeah,
if you googling and keying with your guys or your staff and you talking about sex or what you did to a
sexual
woman,
harassment.
I don't want to hear that. That's sexual harassment. So the fact that she's talking about masturbating and how she want to get done to her staff, that's a sexual harassment suit. So that's crazy. So I want to open the floor to this for Bree.
Why do you even talk to your staff about
Um, because like saying we real close, we friends, we've been friends for almost 15 years. Um, yeah, just a damn, it's crazy.
that? You showing our
Time
age.
flying, brother. When
Time,
in Babylon, the years feel like days, nigga.
nah,
Not
that's
showing our
crazy. I've
age.
been on both of y'all for almost 15 years. That's crazy. Um, so we didn't have conversations, right? We didn't have conversations. We talk about certain things freely and open. How would that? Do you think? I'm trying to think. Like, how would
Man, don't reword it.
how would that
Make
play
it
if a
plain, bro.
kid hit you with a sexual, just hit you with a sexual harassment suit? Like, oh dang, I didn't want to talk about this today. And you
If you
talked
hit me
about
with
it.
a sexual harassment suit,
Yeah,
honey, my cousins would be at your door. Like, what the hell? But also, I feel like we have a relationship where like even just our friendship, like if I feel like I'm talking about a dude and I say something a little bit too feminine or too sexual in my feminine way, you'll be like, all right, hold on, G, like that's too much.
but all right, so cool. So now it's like, all right, we got our relationship right, but you know how I feel like we so welcome. Our culture and our people were so welcome, and so we'll just be having a conversation. We meet somebody, we going crazy, and we talking. Like, how do we police ourselves in these conversations?
We
Like,
shouldn't have
I'm
to.
pretty
That
sure.
person should police they self. If we're too vulgar or we're too open for you, you can take yourself out of the equation. You don't when nobody's holding you hostage. And I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
think that's the
between
method right there.
yeah, between our culture and between the industry culture. Like the industry culture is like, no, we gonna have this party, we gonna do this, we gonna do that, and you gonna stay here or you gonna get replaced. It's a
That's
Bro,
difference from having that freedom of walking away and feeling like I'm a slave to this.
I think y'all
A lot
must
of
have
these
forgot.
girls felt like they was a slave to this because when you think about it, they bigger girls. A lot of people not looking for bigger girls to come on tour with them. A lot of people not looking to book bigger girls for video shoots. So it's like at the end of the day, they like, dang, this probably just my big one, my only one.
That's a key point. That's a key point. For real.
mm.
But yeah, like
Here's
in
it.
our culture, it's like walk away. I done been in situations where I'm like, y'all look too wild for me, and I love.
But that's the normalcy of what our culture. I'm gonna be honest, our culture is a little bit too PC, man. Like I'll be real. Like you could cough around somebody, you were inhibiting germs on me, and I think that like it's like it's a line, it's a push and pull with that in black barbershops and beauty shops where the shit that they was talking about, if they played that TV, bruh. Like I'm talking about in 2001, 2002, the comments in female bar amongst women, not even like people would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with y'all?" We just in a different era, And but at the same time, they probably was internalizing a lot of crazy shit too that I feel like you shouldn't have to internalize. Like maybe 20 years ago, a person might be in that and might not have said nothing, so it persists. So we losing shit and we gaining shit at the same time. It's like a weird dynamic that's going on. But Lizzo, like I said, man, you could you only could be affected if you allow it to happen. Like that's why I'm telling you, they was engaging in that shit, and something happened, whatever, and it came out and they airing out, you know.
Trying to get they check. Nah, I feel it.
Because
But
every
look, I
girl
feel
who
like if
said
you
this
ain't getting
going on
sued,
both
you ain't
ways.
getting commerce.
You say what?
If you not getting sued, you ain't in commerce, real man. That shit, that's just what it is. People
No,
suing motherfuckers every day. You know what I'm
no money,
saying?
no
talking.
phone.
Yeah. I mean, if you got money, is people coming for it, especially nowadays, lack thereof. Donald Trump
I
was the
need
president of
you
the
to
United
make
States. He
that.
got 50 people suing him every day. So, you know,
And he's just getting indicted too. So shout out to Trump for getting indicted.
man, he got 5 indictments, 12, and it's more coming.
Yeah, book him.
But
It's
shit, when
only
you
from the
Frankenstein, they can't get you out of there, man.
That's we gonna say that for the next live. They
All
ain't
right.
on docket. But
person.
speaking of situations and culture, just talking about our culture. So LU big in hip hop. Like you probably the one of the pioneers in like hip hop. And right now what's trending is right now is when I say pioneers in this new wave of Chicago Hill, you know what I'm saying, for clarity for people. Like L, you know what I mean? He
I'm a
have
pioneer in hip hop. Turn on the radio. That's just
Get you out
facts.
with him.
now, all right, so you down, that's real. I talk your shit. Shout out to
Turn
the
on the radio,
shout
man.
out to Vibes. I was just in Vegas with Lero. I was talking to him. Big shout out to the Vibes article talking about it. We shot with us, so that was a dope. So if y'all wanna if y'all got time, go read that article. You know what I'm saying? Was it the story of drill?
Yeah, but look, look. Thank you, Leroy. I appreciate you, my brother. I love you. But that's scratching the surface. I got some real shit coming that we're gonna tell the story properly. Cause it's not about no self-aggrandizement like, oh, he did this. Fuck what I did. It's a real story that needs to be told that talks about black death, black poverty, and how this shit has been weaponized for people to, you know, to benefit off the rest of the youth crashing out. I'm not proud of my contributions in drill for real, for real. I'm proud that we woke up to try to correct the ills from it. I don't give a fuck about no cloud. I would have been clouded up in 2015, 2016. But I do appreciate people respecting that. But man, it's about trying to save lives right now. Cause this shit is out of hand. That portal we opened up with that drill shit is it's a little scary right now, to be perfectly honest with you.
And I think as I introduce this next topic, everything you're saying correlates with what we're about to talk about. So Meek going viral for that clip, and he was saying like labels are getting paid more. They pay artists more to talk about this type of stuff. Um, and like how you say, this ain't doing nothing but weaponizing our youth against each other and making this music that's killing each other. It's making this music that devalue our women, just devalue life. Period. So I just want to open the floor to y'all as people that's music that curates the music, and then as a person that's curate the vibes and what people listening to and using the music as in brief specific. Like when y'all see that, how do y'all? I know what L just talked about, so I'm gonna go with Bree. Like, does it make you feel like you need to change what you're doing with your career?
No. Um, change. You said change my career or change what I'm
Like,
doing.
change how you like what you're doing in your career. Like L just spoke on like, yo, it's opened his eyes where he has to change the way he do the music because he see what it done for yourself as a
Um,
personality. Like, how do you feel? Like, what you got to do?
as a
Like,
personality, yeah, in a way, because for instance, like on a smaller scale, like I got messages a lot, like, oh, y'all play Lil Durk. and I got my 3-year-old kids in the car, and he talking about doing this and doing that, or y'all play Keith, and he's talking about doing this and doing that. Honestly, I leave that to the parents because I feel like you don't have to listen to my station if it's too vulgar for you. Y'all can go listen to Radio Disney or something. That's just me. But just the way that I move and like things that I promote and like music that I push or help push, yeah, I think I always take a look, just look at the artist as a whole, what they got going on, what they doing. I don't understand why, cause I remember I feel like a couple moment where like labels didn't really want to sign artists that promoted too much violence or was too in the streets because of the liability of them just ending up in jail or the liability of them getting killed or getting too affiliated in the streets once they got. But I guess now it's just kind of like they labels just looking to make money wherever they are.
But my thing is, you can't even say nowadays because they've been like that since hip hop started. Like you got to think about it. It started with NWA. Like look
Yeah, but let's put this in perspective though, bro. Like when people say the NWA thing, yeah, you had one group of dudes rapping crazy as hell. We are in the hyper NWA era. Every city got a platform for their group of gangsters or whatever to rap and disrespect. Like, imagine that Chicago 2010 Chief Keef, that dynamic. Now, imagine that in every major city in the world. It's like that's the problem with the shit. Bree was right. They didn't want to sign the shit a couple years ago. But when they realized that it's hot and we don't really care about the liability of the artist because it's a new one popping up every day.
Just start taking out life insurance policies on all of them anyway. So
Yeah, what they was kind of doing, but now they making it public. But my thing is, okay, little Moo Moo dies, it's a new kid tomorrow. So they don't really care. It's no loss associated with that. I think that the most polarizing figure in that, other than myself, with the Sonics is Pop Smoke, because Pop Smoke showed the labels that drill music could be profitable and make money in the number one market, like even greater than Herb and them, they was popular. That just made it plain. Like when people say, okay, well, the actual execution of that style making money. Now you got Ice Spice and people like it's a funny thing. I know we got they clone Tyrone on the docket, but I saw it and that resonated with me because when I'm looking at the drill stuff, and granted, you know, when you got all of these pockets where people could disrespect one another, and then now, okay, so that's there, but the female shit wasn't really there. Then they upped the ante, and it seemed like all the female shit that is the most, you know, craziest shit in the world is, so it's coalescing. It's like kind of at the top where all the most gangster dudes is getting the spotlight and the most sexualized females. It's like at its like Zephyr, it's at like its highest form. Like even with NWA, you didn't really have that. You had them going super hard, and other stuff was kind of. But now it's like the female rap is just at an all time high. Same thing with the gangster drill music. So I'm gonna be honest, man. This shit is getting scary, man. Because like prime example, PGF Nook, they say he got caught
yeah, I was just
with a
saying.
switch. Yeah, the brother got over millions of dollars from these labels for one song. I would love to see how Todd Moskowitz views this and supports that kid, or if he don't just fall back. I don't know what Todd Moskowitz may do, but I'm just saying, like,
For
it's
the casual,
expendable. These kids are expendable to the labels at this point. They don't care.
okay, L, for the casual listeners, explain who that is.
That's okay. Todd Moskowitz is an executive that runs Alamo Records. He has Dirk and a bunch of other people. He's like, to me, he's a very powerful executive. His artist was PGF Nook. PGF Nook just had a situation. Now, granted, us as the listener, we have baited the general public to troll the rapper into being real. Oh, is he carrying a switch for real? Is he really about what the fuck he rapping about? So if I'm an artist, I'm I would hate to be an artist right now in that world, because the fans are This shit is a combination of an action movie, a theme park, and hip hop. It's like we've combined them all with them seeds of 50 Cent having a video game. Like America commercialized it. So it's like right now, even with drill, like with the drill scene in Chicago, you got kids just putting out music just cause, man. It's none of this shit has any real replay value. Fendi, salute to her. You had Cardi B come to Chicago to do a record with Fendi. That is probably one of the most vulgar records you ever heard in your life. Point me to the sluts. And I'm assuming that they black. So this is a record talk. Look, I'm just being real. It ain't that deep. We just having fun. I'm just saying, shit, you got every little black girl in Chicago talk, point me to the sluts. And the fourth most powerful black woman, Spanish woman in America, got to come out south to shoot a video to support that. It's just like, I'm not trying to play C. Dolores Tucker or just say, well, L, you did it and now you want to be hating. But it's just like, damn, we kind of in a weird space right now. Let's be real.
Brie, I want you to respond to that.
Which part? Point me to the sluts.
Yeah, from a woman perspective. Before I go to this next part.
I was the biggest fan of the song. But I just feel like I don't think Point Me to the Sluts is that vulgar of, like, I get it, but I don't think it's that vulgar of a song. I think it's more so like a fun song.
What's fun? Point me to the hoes. Point me to the look and look. And then watch this. This is what black people do. You hating on that little girl. You hating on that little girl. So if a person turns into a killer because they kill somebody black, am I hating? I'm saying the record.
That's two different things. That's two different.
It's not two different things.
Even
it's
like
toxic.
Even just listening to like the rest of her catalog, I think just even like coming into like, okay, let me get to know her as an artist. Like she make juke music too. Probably one of the biggest. She's probably the biggest artist right now. Because.
But do you know? But hold on, let's put this in perspective. Do you know Juke was Dirty House? Yes. House was Party. Then you had Dirty House. Dirty ass bitch, goofy ass bitch. Then you got the Juke, which was, hey, Pocket Town Hope. So this is just more of the same ignorance. So I'm not knocking Fendi. Get your money, but we in Babylon. I get. The point really necessarily ain't about Fendi.
People look at Fendi.
Yeah, let's take it off Fendi. Like, shout out to Fendi. Like, we can't tell.
No, it's not about Fendi. It's just like, look, like she probably got a more positive record. This is what Meek Mill said. She probably got more stuff that is more palatable. But the thing that got it is, I'm trying to point me to the sluts. That's what Meek Mill is saying.
Nobody else is talking about getting pointed to the sluts. Everybody else is scared to get pointed to the sluts. Fendi not.
I don't think it's funny. I'm gonna be honest. Like I would hate to raise a daughter in this climate. This shit is crazy.
I think it's a fun.
I'm saying no. It was different when the guys was doing it, but now the women is doing it. That's what's so crazy about this.
Now we talking about double standards because y'all been doing this since the beginning of hip hop. So why can't
no? What I'm saying, no. It's worse when the men do it. When the women do it, it's like, damn. You know, this like right now, let's be real. Don't act like black women right now aren't heavily. Yo, the energy of what female rappers doing right now is not portraying us in a holistic light. I see women always say that. It's not, you're not seeing the parody. You're not seeing the Rhapsodies. You're not seeing the other female rappers that have a great message about anything, about seeing one type of female rap being pushed on the black community in the female space so heavily, where it's just like, and I'm not even judging it per se. It's just crazy.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate to that, right? So my devil advocate to this, and I'm gonna end it until Bree, you chime in. My devil advocate to that is that it's about entertaining, right? And if you around women, as men, we don't listen to that shit. I had woman tell me the other day, like, they pushing this. Men, I've yet to see a man get in the car and say, I'm gonna play that new Nicki Minaj. She's spitting on that motherfucker. We don't listen to that shit. So everything that they're aiming it towards is the girls. So the girls, this is the type of music y'all like, so y'all pushing it. So L, to go back what you saying, if the women, this is the type of shit that they like, and this is what they want to turn up to, and this is what make them feel good. Can we? Is it such a big deal? This is entertainment.
Let
Like
us
that's what
have
they
our
like.
moment.
I don't think that most black women will agree with what y'all saying. Most black women that I know, they like that shit, but it's like it's cool. Like I could see a chick that's a doctoral student at Northwestern having fun, casually listen to a record. The problem is every goddamn record is pushing a certain message. It's
That's
like,
like
okay, I
Lil
remember back. That's how Tink won. She was singing and then it'll be a little rap, right? Or like, okay, you'll listen to a Megan, but then you'll go listen to Summer Walk sing about how much she loved this guy. It's like even the R&B females not being. I'm just saying, like, I'm not judging something. The balance in it is kind of. It's like, bro, the movie they clone Tyrone
Let's get
speaks
to that.
about this valiantly. It's like, and it's so funny that they put that shit out right now, and you look at the it's like it's one of the most amazing films I've seen in my life.
It's actually it is a dope film. My bad, y'all. I was trying to look at the comments here live to see if somebody was like chiming in. Um but I think that Who Cloned Tyrone really plays a big it really illustrates what's really going on in our community as far as like entertainment products, the food they serving us, and we all are clones. Like how they broke down the movie. Brother Ben, he got a whole little Facebook thread about it, and it was dope. And the dopest part that he said about it to me was that through the whole movie, Tyrone was somebody in a whole nother place, and he's looking at himself. Like he's not even in the place, the town where all this shit. And this is spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but he's tired. The Tyrone character who they named the movie after is somebody that's not even in the movie until the end, and he's like, "Damn, that's me." Everything those people going through is what I'm. That's my day to day life is that, but I'm all the way over here. What El was talking about earlier. Imagine Chicago, and then some of the biggest cities in the world. That's kind of like what them. You know what I'm saying?
But see that's surface, and I love brother Ben X. That's my brother in the nation. I love the brother, but it's even deeper because we know our problems. We've been Tupac talked about that shit. Brother like me, all that shit 30 fucking years. We know all that. I want to know what they didn't say through what they said subtly. And what that was is the American experiment is over. What that white man said in the
That's
middle of that movie,
yeah, that
that's
monologue.
what happened, bro. This experiment. America's a startup, no different than Starbucks or Apple. And we at this point where when they made that shit initially, they did not expect this type of situation to happen.
They didn't expect us to be free.
We not free, but they didn't expect. Well, this is
Gee,
how I view it. This is how I view it. And I'm gonna shut up after this because I could talk about this for hours. Hmm?
They just didn't expect us to disrupt the system.
like how
No, they no they knew it,
like
but listen,
y'all came in here and did this shit and left us with the bill.
yeah, but if you understand the talking points around that, you'll see what he's saying. Is that when you really think about who started America, these was all dudes from England. That these people was the worst of the worst over there. They got kicked up out of there. This was they criminals. They hit a lick with this over here. Our people came over here and built this thing up. And the reality is that we had disintegrated to such a primal brain level that you know that it was just over. But then it's like when you look at the end of slavery, quote unquote, 1864, the end of the Civil War, shit, you got half of Congress was black. So it's like, you try to supplant that, but in all walks of life, this group of people have been dominant, even through the bullshit. And it's like at this point, now as blacks are getting more wild, We need money for all this shit that happened, man. Y'all have made billions of dollars. You become the fastest rising, most powerful nation on the earth. And it's just a weird situation where white folks feel that they owed something. We feel we owed something. A lot of groups in this country feel like, yo, we deserve something. Imagine if you white, you feel like this is my land. If you black, you feel like we built this land. Everybody got some type of claim to this thing. And you know, you know, in the movie, dude was like, well, we need to test this out because we want peace with everybody because that's the only way this shit is gonna work. Because everybody left where they from to come here. So I think the greatest, the most powerful thing out of that, beyond the cloning and all that, is the fact that they willing to admit publicly that this shit is falling apart. A year, 18 months out from a national election, where this shit might really just literally come apart if this shit don't go the way that certain people want it to go. So, I'm just kind of, it's profound that they was willing to even say that type of stuff in terrestrial media. And I think that we need to take that as a heed to that, to say, okay, if terrestrial white media is admitting publicly all these, like, gee, that for that movie to get greenlit, white folks had to green like that. You know what I'm saying? They had to green like the shit that they saying in the movie, conspiracy, slavery, some they had to green like that and back that. So if they willing to put that message out to our people and make it the number one movie in the world on Netflix, the number one streaming platform on the world, then they're admitting like, okay. And if a person admits some, what the hell you think is coming? So I'm not with all the dealing reality. And dealing with reality is you giving black kids millions of dollars, giving black kids millions of dollars to rap, black kids millions of dollars to do all type of other stuff, and it's creating these caste systems that lead to a Lizzo, that lead to these type of violate our people. We say we put money on a nigga head and all that. And then now when you washed up and you're not in that, you're turning to Meek Mill. Hey man, they paid me more to rap like that. Oh, just because they're not dealing with you no more? Because it's a new nigga to influence the masses. And now you want to turn and I love Meek. But that's what's happening. It's like, okay, you went to the pinnacle. Whatever. These people put the stuff behind you, it didn't translate. Now you out of their system. You got Drake, who the biggest rapper, one of the biggest musicians in the world, saying, man, I don't know, because they didn't let too many people into this hip hop thing. They do experiment. They ain't getting to the NBA fast enough. They ain't getting to the NBA fast enough. When you giving them the money, they need, like, think about what. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I had a real important executive tell me that they really want to shut down hip hop, and the reason why is this hip hop thing that made at least 1,000 millionaires the last 50 years. People we don't talk about no more, like Tony Draper. People that run like Slip and Slide, like these little labels, they went and got a lot of money, got out of this shit, went into real estate, went into other parts of the American economic system. This shit came out the ghetto and made niggas billions of dollars. And they tired of that. They don't want all that wealth because look, other than the NBA, it was really no other way. It was unless you was strong in business to really make a lot of money. Bibby told me one time, he was like, man, hip hop is the only thing I could have less than a high school education and make six figures off play in America. And anything that's injecting wealth into our community like that, they like, man, hell no. And then look at what's happening when dudes is getting this money. Look, they just gave Jaylen Brown all that money. And now he like, man, I'm going to use this to eradicate black poverty. They be expecting that nigga's money to go pretty soon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, they give you the money that you turn to Malcolm X. Okay. He would have been better off being quiet and helping us from the back.
Okay.
It's just a funny thing, man. It's a funny thing.
That's valid. That's valid. I think all valid points. I think this is something that we probably a conversation we're gonna follow up on. We're gonna have to have L back on here, man. You know what I'm saying? Giving us
We
about
can
the
talk
same thing.
whenever because I'm ready to die by what I'm saying. Because we coming to that point in time where these messages got to make sense. It's like for real. Like think about this. Last point. Hip hop ain't even what it was 5 years ago. Young Dolph dead. King Von dead. Pop Smoke dead. Niggas is dying. Nipsey Hussle dead.
Take out.
Shit. Herb facing jail time. Shit. Gunna just Young Thug facing jail. It's just like they're changing the players. They let more people in. People are dying out. People are getting locked up. They trying to besmirch people's names. So it's switching. And like prime example, Travis Scott. Travis Scott came out with this album. Pitchfork gave it 5 out of 10. They gave Sexy Red 8.5 out of 10. You gonna sit here and tell me Sexy Red got a better album than his brother Travis Scott? That's what I'm saying. This is a hip hop space that said that this brother's album was less significant than Sexy Red, who's singing about assholes and ski. And I love Sexy Red. I'm just saying, you gotta just put this shit in perspective. That this brother got every major artist who got the real talent, instrumentation, build ups. He finna do a fucking show at the
Yeah,
Sphinx. And
yeah,
you say his album ain't better than a girl asshole and different flavors of gun. That's what I'm saying. It's turning into idiocracy. We at that point because realize this, we at the death of the rapper because they don't give a fuck about the rapper. They give more fuck about Kai Cenat. Say, okay, if you famous, you can make a record. Cool. The rapper's too much of a liability. Okay, well, these niggas all sound the same. They know. Now who gonna take their last money and watch Lil Baby? They don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go on YouTube, watch this shit for free. My
Okay.
design choices. Half the shit that he wearing, the fucking economics is down. Gas is down to $10 a gallon. It's not resonating with the people, bro. That's why Kendrick out there doing motherfucking jail. He resonating more with the people than a nigga talk about bling bling and bust there. You can't even afford it. So it's just it's a changing of the guard. It's a sign of the time. You know, it is what it is. Nobody want to keep hearing about these niggas that you didn't shot, who you beefing with. You know, white America tapped in with that, but even after a while, they don't even. It's like, okay, we've got enough nigger violence. Like, let's go to Uzi because we want to have fun. And you know, I'm Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they whole energy is party, party, fun, fun, fun because people want to party when times is bad. And right now, I don't want to keep hearing about a nigga's ops and uh, that's what we really kind of. That's why I love y'all, Brie. I love you, Cody, because I feel like y'all understand to tell these stories is more important. 50 years from now, we'll be replaying this stuff, speaking about how it was in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Well, just we just in y'all posted the video the other day. Look at Gunna the Rat. And then right after that, yeah, what y'all want me to say something so I'll sue y'all when y'all do something to me? Like it's like, come on, man.
Right. Yeah.
everything content. Everybody trying to come
Nigga,
up.
you a clown. You was scared from the gate, bro. You was scared
Nah,
from the gate. Sony
that's
put out 15 cameras in a year. Ain't that much shit to shoot in the world. We are moving from the information age to the knowledge age. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? That's why I am happy, man. Because Bree could be bigger than Zane Lowe with the right base. We don't gotta go through these terrestrial industry shit. As a matter of fact, I want the industry to die. How about that? It's been exploiting niggas too many. You know what I'm saying? So
I,
I'm done.
hey, Brie, you got anything you want to close us out with?
I just, love the Lord. And y'all should love whoever y'all love too.
Man, we love the Lord. The Lord say, man, hey, synagogue. Jesus came turn over the tax collectors because they was robbing niggas. You see what happened to him. So I'm being careful, you know.
Are you being careful? Because it's not giving. I'm being careful.
Honest with you, we 18 months out from the greatest military conflict that could possibly happen on the face of this earth. I see, people are making making preparations, and we have to do the same. You know what I'm saying? As
Preparation.
far
How do
When you
we
say
prepare?
preparation like what?
Yeah, how do we
when I
prepare
said
for this?
when I'm saying preparations, I mean like don't overspend money, don't over celebrate, position family. I see a lot more people going to the gym. I love that. I need to be one of the motherfuckers doing that. Drinking more water, being more on point, being more in tune with what's going on. All I know is, and whatever any interviews I do, I just real sensationalist. I'm gonna keep it real. All I'm saying is, we know months one part of this population is gonna be mad that something didn't happen, and they all have said they're gonna go to arms. Now, whether that may happen or not, you know what I'm saying? We didn't already just came out of the COVID. You know, I'm seeing the community right now. The focus is shaking your ass and killing a nigga right now, and we're not highlighting the achievement right now. And a lot of the black business excellence that's going on. Even this Vic Mensa situation, we're not highlighting the rental crisis, the housing crisis in the black community. Most black people I know right now can't even get a fair shake and get an apartment right now because you can't make 5 times the rent. It's like that's the new racism. That's the new lynching. Hey, nigga, you make 100, you make 10 times the rent, or you don't make that quality. You got to be confined to this area of killing. That's what we dealing with this day and time, And we see these rappers, these niggas get on and get these colonins and all that, and then they want to sit here and talk about mental health and all that. Well, nigga, how you talking all that? You a part of the problem, and it's no monolith person. We all play a part, but I'm just not seeing the call to action amongst the babies. If I'm a 17-year-old black man, you under attack by so many forces right now. If you're a 17-year-old black woman, you influenced by so many forces. I remember when we was in undergrad, have fun, and then go have a political conversation in the library or go eat and be with a nutrition. Like it was balanced. People could grow. You could find out who you were. That's not happening nowadays. So when I say prepare, I'm just saying right now is the time to position yourself for an emergency, for when things happen wrong. Don't be so caught up in a rat race. You look up and you're not going. That's what I care about. You know, don't kill yourself. I diagnosed with Bell's palsy 4 months ago. I had basically a minor stroke. I tell anybody because I was going so hard. Hard. I got to make money. I got to go hard. I got to reclaim this. And then you devalue your health. It's a lot of people dealing with mental health issues, physical health issues. Just, self love, the most important thing that I think is the name of the game right now, man. But we definitely, this is the quiet before the storm because it cannot be this resonant and loud and something not implode. So I'll leave with that. I could ramble for hours. I love y'all. We family. Anybody want to connect with me at the Kid DJL? Leave it at that.
No, that was a good one, man. That was a good one. I think we already know what L listening to. He listening to Sexy Red and Travis Scott. So we're gonna close.
Absolutely.
We out.
Ski
So
ye,
we
nigga.
close.
Ski ye.
We gonna close out. We always close out the show. Asking everybody what they listening to right now is that podcast and music. So Bree, what you listening to right now?
I was listening to. I also listen to Travis Scott. I'm not that big of a Travis Scott fan in this day and age. Like new Travis Scott is not my stilo. I listened to it. It was cool. My homie 97 just dropped Snowfall. Y'all go check it out. What else? Oh, I just curated a playlist for White Claw today. The link is in my bio. Go check it out. It's a Chicago artists.
Okay, so I'm listening to absolutely nothing right now. I'm listening to no new music. If I ain't really got no new music, the most new music I listen to is that Party Next Door Resentment. I've been listening to that record. I love that record.
Just that one
Um,
record. Oh, I started with my friend actually sent it to me last week. Killer Mike album
decent. That's a decent album too.
is dope.
That's a dope album.
I just
Man,
started.
I ain't listen to nothing but old shit and Griselda. That's it. I don't, I
Did you hear
maybe
Killer Mike album?
yeah, but he a coon too though. I love him.
okay, time to
It
go.
come too.
I
Y'all,
got-
y'all. That's what I'm saying. Y'all want to be safe. We can't be safe in these times.
it ain't about
I
it ain't
know it
about
was a good
The
album.
Underground Railroad is back and full of. Get your lantern, cause you gonna have to run soon. And if you niggas, it's cold in these cities. You better find your escape path. Look, I'm telling you, Killer Mike. He had us voting for old Bernie, man. But no, but no. But you see
what
what
they say.
Kendrick function. That nigga listen to shit from 1970. We gotta prepare right now. Y'all know that. It's
Terrible.
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 Okay,
This shit is
and
terrible.
it's so much like terrible music. It'll be okay if like we just have
Because
one
they
artist.
let the GDs opened the door. I love the GDs, but they opened the door and left it open, and everybody came in. And now your grandma making a drill album. I'm working on my own album. It's called "And Those We Left Behind," and I got like 5 albums I'm working on right now. But that's what I'm working on, and I may never put this shit for myself. But music right now is the way it's being pushed. You know, pull me out the press, and I'm acting brand new. Just the same shit. Tomorrow, it's just it's a crazy. What I'm saying, and nothing is speaking to the people. You know, shit. Even Marvin Gaye had Inner City Blues. The kids was going to die. You had the biggest war. People that resonated with people. I don't hear no music right now resonating with young African Americans. Even young blacks in the street, they not trying to keep hearing, oh, I got the switches, I'm doing the high speed. Go home, man. People want to be with their families. People want to, like it's just like the messaging being put out by these artists. It's like I don't think that's really resonating, with the people. That's why the streams is going down. Shit, Sexy Red, yeah, she had an 8.5. She sold 8,000 records or on demand streams that led to physical sales. Coyle Ray, who's really good, only did 10,000. That means that people not even and they engaging with it. They're not supporting it.
I ain't really rock with her album though. Her project was
Mm.
I mean, shit. When you got a song called "Looking for the Hoes," which is basically "Point Me to the Sluts," I mean, shit. I mean, we already got one of the two. I mean, if I give you chicken from Popeyes and chicken from motherfucking churches, I mean, shit, still chicken. Goddamn it, people tired. Man.
Yeah, hold on. She got a song called "Point Me to the Hose."
Looking for the hoes is the
yeah.
single, but that's "Point Me to the Sluts." You know what I'm saying?
And this is Sexy Red.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's like no, man. Listen, man. It's sad to see music in this state. Then you got what's the girl? Ice Spice
I
shaking
like it.
ass in the deli. No, see, people like Ice Spice because her optics and it's a drill bounce. That's the only different thing. Everything else is like this trap, dark thing. Like, really, it's funny, and I wish we'd talk about it. Everybody in the world talked about Gunna was a rap Gunna, and he had the most comprehensive album out of everybody.
Had the best album. He had the best album this year.
And what's so crazy is it's like that's the thing, is like street culture, moral thing. It's like we just in a weird space, man. Like, you know, it's hard to predict. I'm usually a person that has this prognosticator hat on. Gee, can't nobody see through the mud, and this shit is weird, bro. Matter of fact, how about this? Labels not even signing hip hop. Don't know who really hot or not. They don't even want to take the bet.
And you know what? I want to leave
That's
on
the
that note.
conversation
I
for
want
next
to. I
week.
want to leave that. I want to leave on that note because we had a conversation with Mark last week, and if I can get you back next week, I'm gonna try to see if I get you and him on head to debate. To
I'm
debate.
here. I'm here because he don't know what he talking about. I love him. That's my brother. I know. That's
Oh
my
yeah,
brother.
that's gonna be the clip right there. That's promo.
Yeah, no, I love. Hey, look, come into this gauntlet if you want. I'm gonna eradicate you. That's my brother though. No, but they not signing. They not signing, and that's crazy. They not signing them. So you doing all this, and they not even drafted nobody no more. They only signing Afrobeat and Latin stuff because those bases really support. Think about the Vito on them, dude. They supporting that. It's messages behind it. It's fun. It's like that's what to like with Seasick, and I love him. I was at Vibes LSD the other day, and understanding, hey, we can shift drill and we just go the dancey route with it. Produce, like, if you rapping killing motherfuckers and I'm not even producing for you, I don't want that energy around me. You say you participating in something that's sending our people to the grave as yeah. I come from SIU, we have fun here and there, maybe a shooting in there in the air just to get your point, but people went home and had fun. You know what I'm saying? People went home and we talked about it on Twitter, Facebook, and people grew up. Now you go to a party, a girl shot, ain't even get a chance. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of dumb shit that's happening based off of, you know, people, and it's drill music, and the blame is fucking drill. You can't say that. You can't say it ain't. I gotta say this. So I'm gonna shut the fuck. I had a documentary. They said he was a serial killer. In the documentary, I'm watching it. Trap Lord Ross did it. They said a Chicago Police Department report, and he correlated it with the tweets that Von sent out. And Von was rapping kill. I produce kill shit is no secret. Hit a nigga with the 40 flip as do 40 flips. That's what Herb said. In the report, it says that the murder that they was gonna charge Von with, the prints and all that, uh he did it at a certain time and he shot the dude 30 sometimes. They correlated with the tweet at the time and they say he kept hit a nigga with the 40 flips, make his ass hit it with the 40 flip, make it do 40 flips. And they said dude was shot all these times. I forget the guy's name. RP to the brother. His, according to that, what that was in the tweets, that music was being played more than likely that happened because he was shot that many times based off that song. That means that my music specifically caused an influence for this kid to do something to somebody. Now the kid ain't here, got shot ain't here, and her potentially could be going to jail. That's black tragedy. That's fucking tragedy. And that wasn't even 5, 6, that wasn't even within a decade. How about that? That's systemic racism in itself. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about that, and so I can't participate in that no more. You know, they say, oh, well, the beat that had nothing to do. Hey, listen, I say this all the time. Hey, Albert Speer was Hitler's architect. At the Nuremberg trials, they locked his ass up too. He say, man, I ain't do nothing but build buildings for him. They say, bitch, we don't care. You was with him. You was complicit in what that was. Even if you didn't do the torture, you built the symbols that helped this thing be what it was against this group of people that got them up there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it. I feel like we helped build the evil empire, and I'm have no. I don't want to be a part of that shit no more. I love black people. I love going to kill parties. I don't want to kill nobody black. So, what type of nigga am I to promote music and put out music? Talking about that. Yeah, I do. In a sense, I'm hypocritical because, like, if an artist come and they ask me, do they might be talking about that? I want to support them, but in truth, we don't support no killing around here that ain't justified based on, you know, something like Vic Mensa protecting your family or something like that. Like, we don't want to see no black kids die in Chicago or nowhere else. So I'm 31 years. I'm not. And any nigga talking about, oh man, it's because what a man go down that death path if you want to. We not doing that, gang. We talk to kids, schools. Look at the work that Bree do. Look at the work that you do, Cody. Trying to get kids to college, give them trades, teach them at the Illinois School of Me. That's what I'm talking about. If it ain't about achievement, we ain't fucking with it. And if a nigga don't want to work with me because they still want to rap about killing motherfuckers and play like they fair on the weekends just because it look good, you fake as hell. Get away from me because you a part of the problem, nigga. You booty clapping up here. That's how the clubhouse terminology or whatever. But you basically pushing one narrative because it's cool and you're not the action behind it.
It's called booty clap.
Produce that gangster shit.
It's
I'm
called
sorry.
booty.
It's called booty clap.
That mean that they go up there just like, you know, supporting something that's necessary, not necessarily indicative of what they truly believe. You know, that's what they call a club. I mean, you up here booty clap. That's not nothing. It's not really a sexual thing. It's more of you just. You know, kind of funny that niggas could say L whatever. Why the mayor of Chicago would rather meet with motherfucking rappers who don't give a fuck about the city instead of meeting with real political leaders who out here with the kids every motherfucking day.
Oh, I feel like that is a conversation for
I
another
You
mean,
day.
doing it for the gram, motherfucker.
that's
You
I think
doing this shit.
that's for the optics. That's just the optics. They
That's
feel like,
not because you meeting with this nigga. You know he don't care about black people, nigga.
but
You know what
We was in the
but
music
but
video.
don't say he don't care about black people. Don't say it like that.
I'm saying? Listen, if I'm rapping, phone them gonna kill woo 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 woo. I am literally the definition of anti-black.
But do you think that by me getting on their platform and building that relationship with them, I'm gonna get access to their audience and I can help them put positive
Man,
shit to the audience?
listen. That's like meeting with Young Thug. Like when Farrakhan met with Thug, he talked black power and this and nigga, we gonna take this shit to trial, kill that nigga. Like, bro, you just literally like it's like I shouldn't even been talking, nigga, because you just went, nigga, you went with black power and just went white power on the track.
So I,
I'm
That's
saying
the optics of the media.
I have to disagree with you there, right? Because it takes when you plant a seed, it takes months for it to grow to for it take
man,
months for
nigga, it been 12 years. That motherfucker ain't sprouted, nigga. You gonna eat at that point.
years.
I'm
Like it
not
takes
knocking
years
the
for a
brothers. I'm
seed
not knocking
and
the
that
brothers,
seed
gang.
to a tree. It takes
I'm
years
not
for that
knocking. I'm not knocking the brothers. What I'm saying is we got to support the artist that is doing the work. Rico Shy. We got to support brothers like that. We got to support Vic Mensa. We got to support Chance the Rapper.
My interview was
It
for
ain't about it ain't
Ray.
about the support though. We talking about support. All these people get support, bro. They gotta understand the entertainment. A lot of these people that see this is why I be coming in as far as the marketing part of this shit. A lot of people don't understand the marketing, the business, how entertainment. So they just be feel like, yo, because I'm good at rap, I suppose somebody's gonna buy it. No, we just
Yeah,
talked. To,
right.
we just said that. Yo, I give us our moment. We want to talk about shaking ass. We want to talk about booty hole being brown. We like that sexy red shit. It's our shit. They're not checking for that Rap City shit. But if it come on a desk on some shit, like how Killer Mike came on her desk, Rap City come across the desk as a avid music to listen to music that love music and Bree as a person like she can listen to a whole different genres of music. Of course she gonna fuck with it.
You know what, Cody? You just put it in perspective. You just put it in perspective. That's why they got Kanye West out there. Because if you a nigga talking that shit and you make great music, you're dangerous. You're dangerous when you make terrestrial music that's fire. You can speak to the ills of what's going on in the community. You are a threat. Like I'm gonna be honest, I don't know nobody that's in the black community that's in elementary school that's quoting some Chance the Rapper lyrics, unless you in that demographic. So it's not fashionable. So that's what I'm saying. Like you saying they get support, but they not getting mainstream support. I give you an example, bro. Chance the Rapper got more money than everybody. But if he walk into a South Side school, they may not know him. If G Herbo walk into that school, if you don't know him, you are a fucking social outcast. That's the nature of the beast. And that's not to say Herb is ignorant of chances. I'm just saying that the styles of music are completely different. And when it comes frequency wise to that demographic. Now, people may not agree.
Also, no.
Chance has not been putting out as much music as Herb over the past couple years.
Yes, we literally watch. We literally watch.
He won a Grammy, what, 2018?
I got. We talk about real stories, right? We talk about real stories. So remember when we was at Bibby crib, right?
Yeah.
Remember when we was at Bibby crib, and the dilemma Bibby had was like, bro, I don't even fuck with this camera shit.
Yeah.
He like, I don't fuck with this social media shit.
He did not want to be. He did this once he got in. He left. He said, "Fuck it." Like
he didn't want to do none of that shit. Like you telling him to go live with different people, like Lonzo Ball and was hitting him up. He was like,
he didn't want to do it.
You don't do that shit.
It wasn't his spirit.
Herb, on the other hand, allowed you to grow up with him every moment of his life. He's on the phone. He's posting. He got his kids. Like you feel like you're a part of that. He doing the young people shit that the young people do. They go live. He talking like them. He dressing like
Herb is a star. Everybody know Herb is a star. He was a star.
So that's why I know Herb. You know what I'm saying? Chance been Chance hasn't connected with the masses
Oh,
in so
I
long.
get what you're saying
He's not.
that the exposure of Chance the Rapper contributes to his message not being as big as
He
it may.
doesn't. He doesn't. We don't know him. Can
That's
you say
real.
you know Chance?
You're right. I don't know. I don't know.
We allow her. We saw her through his ups and his downs, and we accept him as a person. So it's transparent. He hasn't did nothing that's so fucked up that our cousin ain't did. Now, if he
So
did some
so
wild
so, so
shit, then
is it safe to say that Herb may be the most charismatic rapper outside of Famous Dex to come out of Chicago?
I will give you that.
For
I'll give you
sure.
that.
I think he's
I
definitely
would
has
say
more charisma.
I would say
I
if
think
you. I
King
would,
Von had a certain level of charisma that was really dope. I think King Von was very charismatic.
King Von was on his way. I feel like who King Von
Talk about
was
charisma.
charisma. Yeah, he was on his way.
I think Lil Zay is charismatic. He just ain't as big. Charismatic, you see his lives is urban, but you know,
Nah, I don't think
The
so.
difference between Zay and shout out to Zay, I love Zay. Shout out the difference between Zay and somebody like Von. Von was more personable.
yeah,
He made people fell in love with Von. Like even though out of all the demon shit he was known for, he was more personable. He was cool. He fell in love with it. Zay funny, he charismatic, but Zay not personal like that.
yeah,
Everybody can't say they know Zay. Everybody can't say
yeah.
like they got that love for Zay like that.
Like you said, King Von makes you feel like you knew him, like he was your little brother or cousin from the block. Same thing as her. Oh, that's my little bro or my cousin. Like, yeah, you're right. And damn, I never thought of it like that. When you connect with the people and they feel like, oh, this could be my brother or my cousin or my in ways that other people may not necessarily.
No one wants to like prime example, right? And this is like we speak on artists like Rico Shy, Chance the Rapper, all them like Heavy Crowns, all those conscious people, right?
Uh-huh.
The reason why they not connected because the average black person don't know them.
Mm.
And
That's
and if you're talking about our city as a whole, you're talking about people that do that. We look at like, man, you doing too much.
damn.
Opposed to somebody like
Culturally, yeah, culturally, you're right. That's how they view them. That's how
yeah,
they view them.
like man, you doing too much. You can't even
Don't
be
want
cool.
to hear that Martin Luther King ass shit. They hit you.
Down.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like that all the time though. Like we do have certain artists like that, but I feel like the artists that's really getting like the recognition, like the Rico Shies and like the Heavy Crowns, I don't think they come outside and do too much.
It's not they don't come outside and do too much. Their persona, the way they perceive themselves, is the
Black
person.
folks will say you do. They don't want to hear about that type of stuff.
Yeah, prime example, right? Fuck.
That's why Kanye was so transformative up front. He bridged that gap between the street niggas and the intellectuals very early.
It's like Lupe, right? Lupe cold, that guy, but how he is and how he come off, it's like
Yeah,
you
the
doing
traditional blacks is not going to roll with that.
yeah. But Kendrick Lamar, on the other hand,
It's different.
he came out
He
as
could
a
pull
regular,
both.
as a regular dude from the streets that had smarts.
He pulled that off. He did. Kendrick pulled that off.
He pulled it
J.
off.
Cole to a lesser extent too. J. Cole from to a lesser.
Came out like that, but then he got to a person like nigga, you doing too much. So now it's like only J. Cole fans fuck with J. Cole.
So
Exactly.
from the Chicago artist standpoint of, I hate saying conscious. I don't know what you call them. What you call that genre of rap, but
I call it traditional hip hop. That's what I call it.
traditional hip hop. Those traditional hip hop artists that are making waves right now. How do we stop that stigma of, oh, we feel like because you're in this genre, you're doing too much?
Make good music.
It's not even them. It's the persona. It's the persona that
I don't even think it's the music. I think culturally, listen,
the music is first of all, bro. It's too many rappers.
Yeah.
It's too many rappers. You break the story all down time all the time. If you was to tell a girl in 2009 or 2010 that you're a rapper, you felt exclusive. She don't know too many rappers. You tell a girl
right now,
are you a rapper?
Oh, my little cousin. Oh, my family got 20 mixtapes.
You can
And
drive up the coochie saying you're a rapper. Back then, you say you 20 automatic.
Everybody a goddamn rapper now. It don't even my grandma rapping shit.
There's
It's
so
shit.
much music coming out, so everybody sounding the same. There's no difference. So the music is not. It's not just reaching. It's not doing. I can't get the right word, but it's just not elevating me. It's not doing something different. It's like, are you not weak? But it's just not unique to the fact where it's like you different.
It's
So
a more long-term game. When you go on that route, you have to get a core fan base.
yeah,
And
like
a
you.
lot of them can't stand that walk on that road. That's the road less traveled. They do not want to take that route, gang.
That's Saba.
Like
Saba,
yeah,
Saba is one radio hit away from being Kendrick Lamar.
literally.
for sure.
But it's like they don't really want to go that route. Like ultimately,
10 years in the making.
like man, like I really wish people would talk about this more with Chance the Rapper. His shit was so meteoric. This nigga I remember when he did that like coloring book day shit at White Sox shit. I was like, this nigga is the new Ye. Like and that and in record time, he did that shit like in like 2 years. Had went to that plateau, and he was so big that people was like, God damn, who the fuck is this dude? And the you don't want no problem with me. And it was like when bro came with that second album, and you know, it you he tried to make the cool black record. Hot shower. Like that shit wasn't it. And I think because well, look, I don't know. You know, I don't want to speak for Chance the Rapper, even though he saved for 79th, and I love his brother. I love Taylor. But I think that people be looking for certain things. Like they wanted that acid rap. They wanted that with his dad on the phone, the shit that make you damn near cry. Like, you know, his experience being black. And you know, that shit meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember Cordell, he was driving back. I drove with him back from school, and he was playing me in his car. He was playing me the Kendrick song, Promise That You Won't You'll Sing About Me. He cried because at that time I hadn't heard no sonics like that in music. That type with telling that story. Every kid felt that way. I think that to your point, Bree, we don't necessarily have artists that evoke the emotions like that we give a fuck about. Like Rico played me his album 6 in the morning. I had just left with Benny Butcher in my car because the shit was so personal to me because I felt like, damn, this is the story of the kid that grow up around the niggas is drilling and just literally want to play ball, just literally want to have fun, literally just want to go to college and meet some girls. They don't want to get caught up in this, system of, oh, I'm from the block, whether I want to claim or not, this is where I'm from. And the trauma, that's what, and that's why I'm kind of disappointed necessarily in the mental health initiatives of all these artists, because it's not really addressing the ills that's going through with young black men with the pit pressure. It's talking about, yeah, my homie died, I need to get my, let's talk pre that. When you just a kid going to school, and now these niggas saying this is what this is, can you stand the rain? We went to, Bree, you from out west, Cody, you from the low end. Y'all know, y'all seen that shit firsthand. Like, man, dude just really was just like a good dude. He just wanted to go to school. He just literally, you see the light leaving a nigga eyes. That shit is like tragic. And the like Mickey Hofstad and me talked about this the other day. That story still hasn't been told yet. That story of they want to know because the New York cats and they be thinking that Chicago, this grimy, every young nigga out here over grimy, over drilling. Man, I would say 90% of the babies out here genuinely just want to live a regular life. But when I tell anybody this, a little less, if dude was monolithic, he was just massive. And I talked to him now in retrospect, since he in jail, so we talk, and I tell him, man, like, it's just so funny that me, the nerd, is talking to you big, and we have so much in common that we would have never, you know what I'm saying, because of the nature of how this thing go in the city of Chicago. It's like we just cannibalize our youth and make them go a certain way. And Derrick Rose talked about it too. Like, man, he said, I kind of got a pass because I had aptitude in my profession and my skill that I was hands on. But what about the kid that can't play ball and he might want to be an astrophysicist? Is he a lame? Is he a goofy? Why do we cannibalize him? Why is he a good? Like, why don't we celebrate him? Why does he feel his whole life that the community feel like he ain't shit? And that's what we be dealing with. I have yet to hear these artists say, hey, man, the niggas in this school that might be the brainiacs or whatever, so they your future. They the ones that's the builders. But you alienate them, you ostracize them so much
They
that they when they
Bufords.
yeah, they Bufords, they goofies. They
Yeah,
not goofies. These are the brilliance of your community. And they grow to resent you. They either A turn into what they resent, just leave the community totally. And they resent our community. And I don't hear people talk about that. So, because who the fuck want to hear, hey man, the nerd that's in the class, that's still your brother. He just, I'm telling you, I know that shit
but you got,
sound crazy.
but you got to speak to the nerd though. So I ain't even gonna lie. I think that's why Chance and Victim and all that the little hippie crowd. I think that's why they kind of blew up the way they did because they was the non. It's a
Yeah.
it's a lot of people that think it's a lot of people.
They spoke for that
It's
disheartened
a lot
group.
of people that think like this, but it's a lot of people that think like that.
But when they got the power, they turned it to the villains. You know what I'm saying? They turned it to, I'm
That's
telling you what happened.
that's a conversation for
Power, when they start getting that clout like that, they turned it to what that was. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody that truly, man, that's why the Kanye West, that's why that nigga
I would
is
say
the
Taba.
greatest of all time. Because when Kanye initially came and them worlds, and he say, hey man, hey, y'all can have the guns. I got a mother. I experience issues. I have issues with my self-esteem and my spiritual journey and where I'm gonna be. My girlfriend left me. There was more regular people in the world than gangsters, G. And and that's just the real. And we don't and we kind of need that again. And Chance kind of felt like he was that again. And we need that again. We need that Kanye West figure who was like cool, but that's why Kanye got so much money because he was cool, but he still talked to, you know, even incorporating the black college, all that shit. That album, I think, is probably one of the most important albums of the last 100 years because it transitioned us to a whole different dichotomy in fashion and attitudes, the way we approach things. And I think that that's important to not let that go sweep on the way. I know we have our thoughts about Ye right now, but that's so important. And I think the person who's gonna do that is gonna be a girl. I think a girl is gonna come with the definitive work that's gonna transition. I think that that's gonna be that's my next prediction. That a girl's
I
gonna
can see
come
that.
and break that down
I can
and
see
women is gonna flock to it because it's so hard. Like with the guys, you kind of got that. You don't really have that in the female space. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Rhapsodies, like these is old ass chicks. You don't got that transformative Kanye figure in that, and
I,
that's gonna happen.
I think Nicki Minaj almost became that. But she just wasn't authentic.
Was
But we
Nicki Minaj like? Was she the most? I'm talking about, was she non-conforming? That Kanye West figure
she was
that
almost that you looking for like yeah, you looking for a Kanye West Drake type of person, right? You looking for that type of person.
But
Like you ain't
I'm just saying somebody that cuts through the noise that
yeah,
is
you
right
knew
now.
it was gonna be a woman. And I
It's
think
gonna be a woman.
Nicki almost did it. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's gonna be somebody that's gonna be able to
But I also think the climate wasn't the same when Nikki almost did. Nikki was the only girl.
it
She was
ain't
the only
about
one.
it ain't about the climate being the same. It's about being authentic to who you are.
I thought Brittany Carter was gonna do it. I really did.
I did too. I did
I
too.
thought Brittany Carter, she was immaculate. Lauren Hill was the last iteration at that time of a chick that could do both. and was like having essential records, having to turn up a little shit. You know what I'm saying? Turn up necessarily didn't exist back then, but they could play certain stuff. But it's just like right now, that's what I'm looking for. Like, you know what
They
I'm saying?
can't make a record.
Even like
Lauren Hill is a perfect example. Like you can be conscious, you can have that mindset, you can be able to be cool and go through these different like these circles, but you still gotta have the records. Lauren Hill she had the records. None of these people we naming right now, it's cool. They make good music, they rap, they got a bar, they got good punchlines,
oh,
metaphors, shit.
got it.
But you're not making a record. You're not making a record to the point where if I play this, I fuck with it. So now if I see you, I fuck with you. I'm following you now. So with the shit you talking about, you can change my life and my thought. The last person that was gonna do that to me was Nip, and they
Yeah.
killed Nip. That was Nip.
Nipsey Hussle was going in a route where he was taking this Jay-Z West Coast approach that was really dope. But I think with Nipsey Hussle, um, he man, Nipsey Hussle actually was going that route. Nipsey Hussle honestly remind me of Rico so much. You know what I'm saying? Just worked in that neighborhood. You know, the records will come there, but that they remind each other, you know, like as far as like Rico Shaw is a mix between Nipsey Hussle and J. Cole for me. Like J. Cole sonically, you know, everybody but like more message with Nipsey Hussle. Like if something if he was to get to a certain point, something was to happen to him and they look at his work, have the same impact. Working in, you know, working with these kids and stuff. But you know, I just think right now, you know, another thing I want to speak on too is the advent of the shooter in hip hop or people that aren't necessarily musicians making music because they realize that, oh, I could make money from this stuff, and that is hurting it as well. Nobody's really regulating that. You got guys that are true purists, true unicorns like Polo G, who is just was born to rap. You know what I'm saying? And that gives me hope. Like Polo G is the genesis, or is the you know the combination of what Herb did with lyricism and Dirk with records and the appeal. And with guys like Polo, who I love to death, I have hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that it will still be people that could give some sort of because like you know, the storytelling was important. Even King Von was telling stories. I mean, it was kind of morbid, but he was kind of, you know, it was more replay value in that than some of the shit that was going on. So, you
I think
know,
I think you hit a lot of key points, but also I think right now. I don't want us to babble and just be rambling on here. I
oh, it's
want
all good.
I want us to save a lot of these points um for the next stream. You know what I mean? Next stream, we'll be back. Bree, you be back with us?
Next Wednesday, I have to check my schedule.
Man, I'm here every day doing the work of the people. I'm a servant first. Wherever I could come and speak, I'm gonna come speak. I appreciate y'all. You know, it's all love. Let's go. He hit the alarm, nigga. Shut up. That's my slave bell ringing and shit. You know, nigga, get back on the cotton plantation.
All right, y'all, man. We had a good live stream. What's the word? We out.
Peace.
Hey, make sure y'all follow us on all social media. Make sure y'all submit y'all music to What's the Buzz every Tuesday. Make sure y'all sign up for Master Mentors. And make sure y'all just out there spreading peace and love and just open y'all mind to new positive information every day. And like El said, try to be the best you. Be the best you. Do the best. I'm Cody.
I
This
got a
L.
little story how you did that. We in Chicago, goddamn, bro. You crazy, girl.
All right, y'all, man.
It was
All
an
right, y'all.
art. See y'all.